Now, Access Tech Live headlines.
So just in time for Global Accessibility Awareness Day, Apple has announced new accessibility features that will come later in the year, likely with iOS 18. The features include eye tracking, music haptics, and vocal shortcuts, amongst others. Eye tracking is powered by AI and gives the user a built-in option to navigate the iPad and iPhone with just their eyes. It's an amazing addition for users with physical disabilities. It uses the front-facing camera to set up and calibrate to the user in just a couple minutes. Then, on-device machine learning will let you navigate with just your eyes, no additional accessories or hardware required. Now, music haptics makes songs more accessible by playing taps, textures, and new vibrations that match the audio. It's going to work across over 1 million songs in the Apple Music catalog, and they're making an API available to developers to take advantage of it as well. Finally, vocal shortcuts for iPhone and iPad allow users to create custom utterances that Siri can understand to launch shortcuts and complete tasks on the device. It can listen for atypical speech, allowing devices to recognize a wider range of speech. This too uses on-device machine learning, or AI, and it recognizes the user's speech patterns and can provide a new level of customization and control for users with acquired and progressive conditions that affect speech, such as cerebral palsy, ALS, or stroke. Those are just some of the highlights, with several other new features that are coming, including new voices for TalkBack, custom volume control, a new reader mode for magnifier, hover typing that shows larger text when you're typing, and so much more. Also in time for Global Accessibility Awareness Day, Microsoft has announced a new modular video game controller kit designed for Xbox gamers with disabilities. It's called Proteus Controller, or the Proteus Controller, and was developed as part of the Design for Xbox program. It's a wireless controller that will retail for $299 and consists of small cubes with interchangeable faceplates that include controller buttons, a directional pad, and analog sticks. Very, very cool, and looking forward to getting our hands on. So lots of AI in the news this week. Monday, it started with OpenAI as they announced the next evolution of ChatGPT called ChatGPT 4.0, O as in Omni. So what is it? Well, imagine having a super smart robot friend who knows just about everything and can chat with you just like a real person. Well, that's what ChatGPT 4.0 is. It can see things through your device's camera, and it works with almost no delay. It can help you understand the world around you and even ask it questions while you're doing that. Now, OpenAI published several examples, including this one where they demonstrated it at the event.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you a selfie of what I look like, and then I'd like you to try to see what emotions I'm feeling based on how I'm looking.
Sounds like a fun challenge. Go ahead and show me that selfie, and I'll put my emotional detective hat on.
Okay, so here's me. So what kind of emotions do you think I'm feeling?
It looks like you're feeling pretty happy and cheerful, with a big smile and maybe even a touch of excitement. Whatever's going on, it seems like you're in a great mood.
So by just holding your device up to the world, it can describe anything it sees in incredible detail. Here's another example.
Can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video, or maybe even a live stream.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically about me as a part of OpenAI? You've got me on the edge of my, well, I don't really have a seat, but you get the idea. What's the big news?
Yeah, we've got a new model that can interact with the world through audio, vision, and text.
So cool. So what about accessibility when all these announcements come out? Of course, one of OpenAI's partners, friend of the show, Be My Eyes, had an opportunity to get hands-on with the new AI model and published this video demonstrating the real-time capabilities. Take a look.
Is the king in residence at the moment?
Yes, it looks like the king is in residence right now. The royal standard flag is flying above Buckingham Palace, which is the signal that the monarch is present. How exciting to be there while the king is home.
I even know when a taxi is coming with its orange light on. I think I'll hail it to get home.
Yes, I spotted one just now. It's heading your way on the left side of the road. Get ready to wave it down. Great job hailing that taxi. It looks like you're all set to go. That's a good dog right there, leading the way into the taxi.
So as you can see, in real time, it's helping a blind user navigate independently with a complete description of everything going on around him. Now, we had a chance to catch up with Be My Eyes CEO Mike Buckley and ask him about the excitement around these new possibilities that ChatGPT brings to the low vision community.
You get tears in your eyes, you know, whether it's goose up or tears or whatever. It's a remarkable thing. And when you think about that interface of voice, right, to where you can just talk to something as a real person in simple terms and get that result that you want and get that information that you need. It's like that levels the playing field in a way that we could only have imagined, years ago.
Now, I asked Mike when they'll be able to start playing with it and getting a beta into the world, and this is what he said.
It will be a matter of weeks, and we'll begin testing. And if it works as it's worked in the past, we'll start with a smaller beta group and quickly expand it from there. So, I'm hopeful we can deploy this app in the app broadly available for people, in a matter of a couple of months.
He did say don't hold them to it because it relies on a lot of contingencies from their partner, which is OpenAI. Now, just when you thought the week wasn't full enough of AI, Google kicked off their developers conference, Google I/O, in Mountain View, California, to a slew of other AI announcements, starting with Google Search. Now, the entire Google Search experience is being reimagined with AI-relevant search results. Aside from reorganizing how things look, AI will remember your preferences and be able to cater the results to you personally. Now, photos are getting interactive, allowing you to search within your own library for relevant information. They're calling it Ask Photos. Let's say you need to pay for parking, for example, but you don't remember your license plate number. Well, AI to the rescue.
Say you're at a parking station ready to pay. Now, you can simply ask Photos. It knows the cars that appear often, it triangulates which one is yours, and just tells you the license plate number.
Isn't that cool? Multimodal is the buzzword this week, which really means being able to use text, images, and video all together. Google is calling it Ask with Video. You just point your camera at everyday objects and ask questions. Here's an example of the tone arm on a record player not lowering onto the surface of the record player to play it.
I'm going to take a video and ask Google, why will this not stay in place? And in a near instant, Google gives me an AI overview. I get some reasons this might be happening and steps I can take to troubleshoot.
Of course, Google, Work is offering, things in Docs and Sheets and even Gmail, all with AI enhancements across the board. Let's say you missed the last PTA meeting, for example, that was done in Google Meet. Well, guess what? AI to the rescue once more.
You can ask Gemini to give you the highlights. There's a parents group looking for volunteers. You're free that day. Of course, Gemini can draft a reply.
Lots of very cool stuff, which we'll dive into deeper as they get released over the coming months. If you want to dive into some more of the technical stuff, you can find all that stuff at io.google.com. Lots of great things coming, and who would have thought more AI chat in a Czech show? Jenny, what do you think? Has AI impacted your life at all? I'm guessing there's some kind of impact on your life.
Well, other than the fact that I'm not a big fan of the AI voices that we hear online these days, I feel like I really need to get my act together and start using these AI tools available to me. I often think about like when I'm doing work projects, using them for research and stuff like that. But these features with Be My Eyes, like that's a game changer. Finding the right record on my hundreds of, through the hundreds that are on the shelf. Things like, am I at the right bus stop? Am I getting into the right Uber? All those everyday things, I really should be taking advantage of those. But that's why I'm here today, to learn about all this stuff and maybe put it into better practice.
Well, I think it's especially important to kind of realize that it can fit into your life somewhere. As you said, you used the example of finding something on the shelf or the bus stop. In that demo that Be My Eyes put out, where the guy was hailing the cab in London, it went on further, that video, to actually say, oh, look, who's that guide dog guiding your way? Well, he never asked about that. So you can see it's really taking everything into context, which is pretty cool. But you're not too late. There's lots of time for you to catch up. This has been moving a little bit quickly, okay? So don't worry. We're going to hopefully teach you some stuff here, and hopefully you'll teach us some stuff, okay?
Thank you. That's what I'm here for.
So every week we do a question of the week, and this week's question was, what fitness gadget or app can you not live without? I'm not going to ask you to answer that just yet, because in a couple of minutes we're going to be bringing a colleague on from AMI to talk all about fitness trackers and stuff. But if you at home want to get involved, what fitness gadget or app can you not live without? You can connect on all our social media platforms. It's at Access Tech Live. You can even email us, feedback@accesstechlive.com, and get involved. Coming up, as I said, fitness trackers are all the rage, but there's so many to choose from and so many different reasons why. We'll welcome Bruce McLarian, an avid cyclist and runner, for his insight. Plus, of course, later on in the show, Joe Devon is going to be on, the co-founder of Global Accessibility Awareness Day, or GAD. Lots of cool stuff on this week's show. Do stick around.
There's more Access Tech Live to come. Get involved and have your say at Access Tech Live on social media. We'll be right back.